Alright, welcome to episode 2 of my Adventures Undercover. If you haven't seen episode 1, Terrence, these exaggerated stories are just me talking about some of the times I went out working undercover with the state trying to buy alcohol, and I actually got some sales. Something I didn't mention in the first episode that I'd like to mention now is sorry to anybody who I ended up getting fired. I was just doing my job. Unfortunately, you kind of slipped up on yours, and that's just how it happened. Still sorry you got fired, because obviously that sucks with the way things are now. But I was just doing my job. Also, sorry to anyone who kind of freaked out, because a lot of people get freaked out when underage people try to buy alcohol, and a lot of other people just get super angry, which I mentioned in my last episode. But sorry to the people who I did end up getting fired, because like I said, even though I was doing my job, it still kind of sucks to get people fired, because people need jobs, people need money to survive. But sorry to those people. That's just how it had to be. Well, it's not how it had to be, but that's how it ended up being. This episode is from my first day, so it was episode 1. And I mentioned in episode 1 I had 2 buys on my first day. Episode 1 was, of course, the very first buy I ever got, and episode 2, this one, is the buy that happened right after that, which was my second buy. And like I said, it was all in day 1. These were the last 2 stops I made. So episode 1 was, I guess, the stop before the last, and then this episode is the final stop where I once again got a buy. So hope you enjoy. Now, once again, I will be represented by Mega Man and T Warrior. So I go into the place. It could be obviously a liquor store, any place. I walk in, go to the refrigerator, get alcohol, just head right to the front. Obviously, the investigator comes in, once again represented by Leonardo. And then you have the person who sold to me, which initially I was going to use this just to represent, Power Rangers Turbo, because I got the old toy. There you go. But I decided I'm just going to go with this because that makes more sense. Now, if you haven't seen the first episode, once again, extreme liberties are taken. So there are over exaggerations going on. Exaggerations and over exaggerations, obviously. So I go up and like, hi, how are you? Like, okay. So I put the beer down, have my ID, of course, and the person's just, like, here's my ID. It's like, all right. Now this right here, which is what you're supposed to always check if you're unsure of anything, 1992, can't buy alcohol. But obviously that wasn't happening because she was giving me some looks. Was she trying to touch, my megabuster? I don't know. Could have been possible. I doubt it just because it's me, but who knows? So anyway, she's like, I'm like, all right, one, whatever, she said. Got my alcohol, I'm out. So obviously with her being distracted by whatever, investigator's like, you done goofed. Other investigator goes in. Of course, at this point I'm in the car talking to myself, wondering, do the Batman characters realize how ironic their names are? And they're in there, you messed up, you should have been paying attention. And then, they call in Chewie, which once again, haven't seen the first episode, and if you weren't listening, exaggerations. Chewie comes in, supposed to eat this person, but obviously it's like Sabretooth trying to eat the Blob. So, like the Wizard of Oz, they threw water on her, but it just made her healthy so they could actually get the information they needed. And after that, it's fairly simple. Person got busted, they come out to the car. I'm thinking about Batman names, but I'm not saying anything. And then we go on our way. And that's it. And that was episode 2. Now, like I said, obviously exaggerate. I even mentioned it. I mentioned it in the very beginning, during the skit, mentioning it now. High exaggerations. There's no velociraptors, obviously. I wish. That'd be pretty sweet. And since he didn't make an appearance this time, here's Krillin. And buy superposable toys, by the way, because they're like the best ones. There's Krillin. Leonardo probably won't be making too many more appearances, so Krillin will be stepping in, or Spider-Man will. Probably Spider-Man, because I like him better. But like I said, superposable is pretty cool, so I'll probably end up using Krillin a lot. But he's Krillin. He's super short, so sometimes things are just too tall for Krillin. Hopefully you enjoyed that episode. I will be trying to do this, weekly, remembering, past stories, because I did this for a little over 2 years. And there are obviously a lot of different stories. Times where I've been out by myself, like this episode and episode one, and then there are times where I'd go to bars and I'd be with another decoy, and we'd both get sold to, or somehow they wouldn't get sold to, but I'd get sold to, which has happened twice actually, or three times I believe. So those stories will be coming out, and like I said, I'll try to do it weekly and just make it better and better each time. Because obviously, if you saw this episode and the last one, meh. But I really just want to get these stories out there and just to tell people, because it's of all the jobs I've had, that's definitely the most interesting. Working for the state. A lot of people, like, whenever I mention that to anyone I know, they think it's really cool and interesting, and it's a really crazy job. Sometimes it's really fun. Obviously not Velociraptor crazy, but it gets a little crazy. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you haven't seen episode one, check that out. And like I said, I'll be putting these out weekly. Hopefully, if I actually get into the habit of doing it and remembering everything that happened and actually making them funny, at least remotely funny. So hopefully check those out too, and check out all my other random stuff, reviews. Legend of Korra starts tonight, so I'm excited for that. Even though you might not see this for like weeks, just had to mention it because I really love Avatar. But thanks for watching, and look forward to episode 3.